Sana Guys and Battle Rog, and this is Red Dirt Garden, Cacti and Euphorbia. There's a little apple tree that I grew from seed. It's about a year old. There's a trellis. It's got a few different dragon fruit varieties. Purplish bougainvillea. Some monkey tails. It's doing pretty decent. It's got Succulents as well. Got a couple of squash plants in there. There's a squash growing at the bottom there. It's Trachysarius and Nothianus. There's my variegated Peru. I like the variegation on this, it's quite subtle. You just get a nice little bit of marbling, which is my favourite. Pharaoh. That's sharks across SASS. There's a Pachycereus Pringley I grafted. Brigessi Eileen. Brigessi Sina there. Too sure what he is. I think he might be Peru cross Brigessi. There's more Pachycereus Pringleys. Euphorbia ingens. This one here. These tall blue ones. Sharks cross Icaro DNA. There's a pink chic cross giant chic graft on the Ceres. Some monstrous Ceres graft. Here's my big scop in the ground. Here's some recent grass I've got under shade at the moment. They're just pinky apricot labivias. Seem to have taken pretty well. This one's definitely quite on there. This one here, it feels quite sturdy as well. You can see them a bit better there. I'm just keeping the shade on because it's said to get you know, quite warm again. I think we're expecting about 38 Celsius in the next few days. Here's another little graft I did here. This one has whitish flowers. Again, I'm just keeping the shade cloth on, especially while the new grafts. There's a Brigesi Psycho that I grafted not too long ago either. You can see down here where it's grafted there onto the PC, and it's, you know, it's about 2 meters tall now, maybe taller. Here's a dragon fruit trellis that I put together, pretty cheap and easy, just from the local hardware store, and a 100-litre pot and a cheap tomato trellis. Seemed to have done the trick. You can see a fruit there, that's from the variety Delight. It's like a red flesh. See a couple of flowers popping up there. That's on my white flesh variety. It's really nice, so it sort of tastes like a sweet lemonade. So I've used this tall cereus as like a post to keep this nice and straight. It's kind of funny. You know, use what you got. Emma. Sun's getting a bit bright. There's another Brigesi, quite long spines on that. Oh, I just got stabbed in the neck. There's a Euphorbia trigona rubra. Here's another graft, which is a Copupoa hypergea, aka lizard skin, and that's on the PC here, which I've mainly just used him for grafting stock. But yeah, hopefully it's alright. I think it got a bit overwatered and the plant rotted, but you know, seems to be doing okay. I've got other little pops anyway, so I saved what I could. Again, I'm just keeping that under shade for now. Get it well established first, you know, especially when you've got grafts outside and you've got hot weather. You want to shade them off a bit for a few months and let them become well established and acclimatized to the warm sun, and then take the shade off when you're ready. Otherwise it's just going to cook them. Here's a Tephra geometricus graft onto an Opuntia stock, which you can see under there. See it a bit better there. Just throwing out a couple of new pops. And that little purple one here. Another purple one there. It's becoming a bit of a monster, this one. Then we got a blue barrel. Another Ferrocactus Townsendianus. Here we've got the melted wax Brigesi. It's yet to produce an offset. Here we've got Scott Cross Wollunda Monster, which it looks pretty rad, especially with that monstrous growth. I like it how it even reverts back to normal. And just enjoy these. There's another one. This one in the back here is TPC Cross Jules Giant. It's my seedlings. Here's Max Tershiki Cross Gill Tershiki. Bought online from cactilicious.com. Same with these seeds there. Scopiacola Helen open pollinated and Stenosarius organ pipe. So they're doing pretty well. To be honest with you, at the moment I can't tell which is Stenosarius and what's Scott just yet. These two here in front of me, they're different Scott. One's a pink Scott, cross Scott, and the other one's a spineless Monaco or something like that. Spineless Monaco Scott. But the rest around them are either Stenosarius or Helen. Here's a Sulco Rebusha Cross Labivia that I've grafted out. You know, if I have plants that rot, I'll just graft them, hope for the best. Seems to work out most of the time. Here's a Scott Cross Subdenudata. Here's a Pilosacarius Browningia. That's a weird little crest gifted by one of my friends. I like it. It's blue and green and just unusual cristata. It's a nice blue Pilosacarius. Another couple of different things in there. There's my golden barrel. Got a couple of grafts here like this one. I've had it for maybe a year now. It just doesn't do anything. Occasionally I'll cut a pup growing from the stock, but you know, I'll just wait and see. I'm not too phased. There's Osteosarius. Here's another graft that's not really doing much. You can see a pup pushing out down there, but as far as the top goes, it's just, yeah, taking forever, but that's alright. See what happens, eh? It's the fun of gardening, I suppose. You get little surprises here and there. Hopefully good ones, not rot. We've got the Euphorbia Greenway. Nice and blue. With nice patterns. Some of these Euphorbias are pretty stunning, how they grow. You know, you just gotta respect them when you're handling them. Wash your hands all the time. Try and keep them away from where you're walking through. Put them in the back a bit. And just be careful, you know, and you should be right. And like here, I've tied this one back a bit because it was hanging over a bit too much. The Euphorbia pseudocactus. As long as you show them respect and be careful, then you'll be okay. There's a loft grafted on a quite big Ceres. I'm expecting good things from that. There's the Poloschia chippy. Euphorbia aeruginosa. Just a little variegated aloe. Obesa symmetrica. There's an astrophytum. There's an Olivia crest. Pachypodium densiflorum. Something's kind of getting swallowed up by everything. I might have to prop it up. I'll spin it around. There's a little fish swimming in there with it. Variegated echinopsis. I grafted a bit here off the same plant and on PC. Here I've got Tersheki cross VRG. Here's one I grafted. Oh, it's getting quite massive. Here's a little adenium that I'm trying to do the root program to where it grows radial roots. Just kind of letting it go for now and doing its thing. Eventually I'll pull it out and have a better look once the roots aren't so fragile. This crest here that's grafted onto a dragon fruit is the same as this. It's a piece off of that. So that's a grafted form. Here are my Seleniceras, McDonnelly cross purple haze, dragon fruit hybrids. There's a Euphorbia, variegated lactea ghost bones. Euphorbia, Ecaput medusae. There's my Stapelia gigantica. This little one there, that's Scropcos KGC, which I'm gonna graft a couple of slabs off of that in the near future. There's a Echinoceras, little Kalanchoe. I had it out in full sun, it was sort of cooking, so brought it in here. Probably get eaten alive by scale. Euphorbia inerma, seed grown. There's another one. Another one hiding back there. These here are my seed grown polygoners. There's one here and one little one there. There's a Scopiacola Holt cross Dawson's short spine Tersheki. I'm pretty sure it's a graft. There's a Euphorbia herida. It's looking nice, pushing out. The new growth is growing bigger. There's the Scott cross Woolander monster, just on its own roots. Euphorbia polygona. There's another Harita behind it. There's my fire barrel that's grafted to a dragon fruit. And there's my Matacana. The light's hitting these pretty nice, eh? Giving it a cool effect. It's one of my little adeniums. Getting a bit of a fat cortex starting to have up here. Another one of my adeniums. It's a graft. It has purpley red double flowers. There's my arabicum. Another little adenium. They're all looking pretty happy. There's a Thankyou cactus. I like the shape of him. There's a little Tephra-cactus geometricus that started them all off. There's a Bridgesii CSD. I repotted that. I think it's starting to bounce back now. It's coming out of shock. Doing well. There's a Caroloma speciosa. There's a crust. Stenosarius spinecki. Lophocerius shoddy monstros totem pole. A couple of gymnos. I love the Boldanianum gymnos, so I think they're my favourite. This one's, I nursed that back to health. That was almost gone. But yeah, he's come back, looking pretty good now. There's a couple of the lizard skin Copiopolis that came off the main plant. I just pulled this out. It's pretty rotten, but I might be able to save the top and just graft it to something. So that's what you gotta do. Might even give it a shot and graft into the top of that Saris. Shit happens. Maybe make something cool out of it though. You don't just have to be like, it's rotten, I'm gonna chuck it. No, you do what you can to try and save things first. It's Astrophytum with a few flower buds. Another big Astrophytum. And there's a graft I took off of it. There's another one down here I grafted, which is doing pretty well. A few things down here. I've got more Copiopolis down there, just rooting. Different bits and bobs. There's the Gracchus, the Glort. Not the best lighting, I think. It's pretty dark, but yeah, from there's a better view of it. I've wanted a Glort for a long time here in Australia. They're becoming easier to get because everyone's just propagating them like mad, but 6 months ago, a year ago, you know, for a little bit like that, they wanted hundreds of dollars. But I was lucky enough to trade one, get one from my mate for free, so it's always good. Here's a Pilocereus browninga graft to Aceris. Dawson's Passicana cross SUT. As you can see there, it's a graft. I've got some succulents in the front here, and that's a Mallow 4 cross VRG. Some more Speculaas. And now I've got a variegated bear claw. That's a Copiapoa humilis graft on Aceris. And there's a little Buddha temple succulent, which is cool, nice and red. And down here we've got a variegated zygo cactus. So yeah, hope everyone's enjoyed the little look-see. There's a Pachypodium lemeri. It's starting to get a nice thick sort of a trunk. I love those. A few of my dragon trellises. Got about 5. Alrighty. Thanks for coming along on this little bit of a garden tour with me. Hope everyone's doing very well, nice and healthy, and staying strong and happy. Catch us all later. Come on, Roger. What are you doing? Again.